Hey guys, if you want to learn how to use betting analysis and numbers in Google Spreadsheets, then this video and couple of next videos that will come in next days is for you. I'm MB, founder of underdogchannels.com, and I help sports bettors to become independent and analytical with sports betting models in Google Spreadsheets. I do this for years and I saw many sports bettors who didn't even know how to use numbers and then became profitable sports bettors who don't follow other people's picks, who don't pay for sports picks, but they simply learn how to use Google Spreadsheets. I will show you simple solutions for sports betting analysis, and this is simply for everyone. Okay, so here's the premise. Sports bettors struggle to win because they often lack skills to properly analyze their bets. Many are familiar with the concept of positive expected value, but they struggle to recognize it in practice and end up wasting valuable time reading news, following sports picks, or even paying for sports picks on social media and guessing. Many programming languages used for analysis are simply too complex for the average bettor to learn, making it difficult for them to even get started. Because Python, for example, is great programming language, but an average bettor will never learn it. So he will either stop following sports picks, paying for sports picks, losing at sports betting. But we have a solution for this, okay? Because this solution is Google Spreadsheets. It is very simple and it is accessible tool for sports bettors of all levels. I have a student who is 70 years old. He never used computers before, or spreadsheets, or programming languages. He was betting on a paper, but once he learned Google Spreadsheets and the formulas, functions, he enjoys sports betting. He makes profitable bets, and betting experience changed forever. Okay. So this is, for example, my sports betting model for baseball, which I have created. And as you see, anything is possible. You can calculate your own winning percentages. I turn these winning percentages into the odds. I compare with bookmakers' odds. I find the value. Betting model even suggests me how much units I should bet. And I do this for years with profitable results. And this is something you can also do. Okay, so you don't need to follow sports picks. You don't need to guess. You can start using the numbers. And in this video series, I will show you how you can start using the numbers in Google Spreadsheet. So we will focus on Google Spreadsheet as a tool. Okay, I will show you from the first step how to open Google Spreadsheets, how to copy paste or import the data, and much more. Okay, so what are the benefits of using Google Spreadsheets for sports betting? You will make more informed betting decisions and better predictions. Okay, you will level up your sports betting game significantly. You will save a lot of time and increase efficiency because if you want to make good bets, you need to analyze these bets. Okay, and if you want to analyze these bets, you need to gather all the relevant information and put them together. And this is not possible if you watch the games, if you read news, because for one analysis you will spend a lot of time. So you want to gather all the information, and with one or two clicks, you will calculate your own probabilities and find value bets. Okay, for example, I can analyze all 15 games in 15 or 20 minutes for baseball. If you want to analyze every single game where you will read all the news, where you will check every single number, every single statistics, every single matchup, you can spend the whole day for a couple of games. And sports betting models and such tools will save you a lot of time. And this is one of the big benefits. Okay, you can customize your analysis. For example, if you follow someone, you don't even know what kind of method he has. If you follow some software who provides predictions or winning percentages, you cannot even change anything. But at some point, you want to create your own unique betting style. And maybe sometimes you want to change some idea. And this is not possible if you follow someone, or if you use some complex programming language like Python, or if you hire a developer who will do the program for you, because then you don't have a room for changes. But with Google Spreadsheets, once you learn the concept and how you can use it, then you can start changing ideas. You can give more weight to the last 30 days of games. You can use all kinds of things. You can change things. You can customize your analysis. You can stop following and paying for sports picks, because a lot of people are simply following other people's picks. A lot of people are paying for sports picks, and they spend a lot of money for this in their betting career. And many sports handicappers and thoughts, they're more focusing on marketing than on betting, actually. Okay, and many of them don't have long-term profitable results. And if you stop following and paying for sports picks, then you can focus on your own game, okay? And you will achieve greater success and more money. And this is definitely one of the big benefits. And of course, you will experience more enjoyment and satisfaction from sports betting, because at the end of the day, if you do something and if you don't enjoy it, then it is not worth it. Like Gary Vaynerchuk once said, it is much more important how you make money than how much you make, okay? And if you will make your own analysis when you wake up, when you start using numbers, when you start analyzing your own games, this is much more, there is much more enjoyment and satisfaction, okay? So what is the problem we can solve by using Google Spreadsheets? By transforming information into numerical data and organizing it in a structured way, sports bettors can gain insights and make more informed betting decisions. To assess the strengths and weaknesses of individual players and teams, Google Sheets can quickly analyze all relevant data for a given sports matchup, providing sports bettors with actionable insights in a matter of seconds. To calculate odds and probabilities of various games outcomes based on factors such as team performance, players, injuries, weather, or other variables. Okay, and of course, most importantly, to identify opportunities for value bets or positive expected value, which is the main concept of making money and profits in sports betting. And the concept of sports betting analysis is this question: what would be statistics for each team if they are playing on a neutral field against an average team? This is the question every sports betting analyst and every sports betting expert is asking himself, okay? So this is something we need to answer. And with Google Spreadsheets, once you will learn the concepts, you can answer this question, okay? So what do you need? You need an internet, you need a PC or laptop. It is also possible with mobile phone, but it is not practical, because I like to say that bookmakers love mobile phones and mobile betting because they know that people who use mobile phones, they are not analyzing games and they take much more money from them. So for sports betting, you need some kind of PC or laptop. The sports betting analysis is like a work, or like developers, designers, or something like that. We need to sit down, analyze games, and then you can find these value bets and make money, okay? With mobile phone, this is very hard to do, okay? You can try it, you can do it, but it is very hard, okay? And of course, you need a Google account, which is completely free. Gmail, I believe we all have Gmail. So if you don't have it, simply go to Google and create a free account, okay? So what we're going to cover? We will cover a couple of things, okay? How to start using Google Spreadsheets, even if you're a complete beginner. I will show you basics. I will even show you how to open Google Spreadsheets, because I saw people who came to me and they didn't even know how to open Google Spreadsheets. Some people didn't even know how to copy paste things, and I will show you all those things. So if you will watch these videos, you will learn how to start using Google Spreadsheets for sports betting, okay? I will show you a couple of tips and tricks that I use. I made lots of mistakes in the past, and with these tips and tricks, you will save a lot of time. I will show you how to organize and import data from the internet and analyze games on a very simple way. I will show you a couple of basics, because what we want to do, we want to import data from the internet, and then we want to organize and analyze these statistics, okay? I will show you how to rank teams and calculate odds. I will show you also a couple of formulas and functions that you can start using for analyzing games, and especially for Google Spreadsheets, okay? This video series is focused on how to use Google Spreadsheets, okay? And this will be, as I said, series of short videos, and at the end, I will gather all those videos in a full video. So this will be for those who likes to watch longer videos, and this will also be for those who likes to watch shorter videos, so you can learn how to use Google Spreadsheets, okay? So here's a quick backstory. I bet for more than 20 years, since 1998. Soon it will be 25 years. This year I will be 43 years old. I was studying water science, and at that time I didn't know if I will bet or if I will be engineer. Later I left the college. I escaped the 9 to 5 rat race, and I focused on sports betting only. I had a couple of jobs, mostly in restaurant back in that time, just to cover my losses in sports betting at the start. But later, when I became much better at sports betting, I focused only on sports betting. I also shared thousands of bets with profitable results. My bets and picks were always completely free because I don't believe in following. I believe that in life you must create more than you consume, and if you're a follower, you cannot win, and especially not in sports betting, because sports betting is a relative competition against others, and only 5% of people win, and this is not going to happen with following, but this is a topic for another time. And at that time, I was surprised to find that many sports bettors, including touts, sports handicappers, do not use any analytics. Okay, and in 2015, I decided to help sports bettors to become independent and analytical. So I was not focusing on sports picks because sports picks are like a fish. And I wanted to teach people how to catch a fish, not just to give a fish, right? And so I specialized in sports betting with Google spreadsheets. Before that, I was betting with Excel, but later with Google spreadsheets, I focused on Google spreadsheets because it is free, it is on the internet, and it is also very accessible for everyone. So I have created a masterclass where I share my unique approach to sports betting. With my guidance, sports bettors have learned to develop their own analysis skills and make independent, profitable bets rather than rely on recommendation of others. In other words, I help sports bettors to become independent so they stop following other people's sports picks, and this is my philosophy in life. So I believe that you must create more than you consume if you want to win in life. So this is my philosophy. Okay, what I do, a lot of people will say that they do win-win situation. For me and for you, I like to say whatever I do, I like to see win-win and win situation, or if you like, this is the concept win-win-win. So the first win is win for you, so you need to benefit from my information. The second is win for the world, so will the world become a better place? So if I give you picks, you will just bet and you will not become a better person, you will not become a smarter person. If you don't learn anything, you will also not make better place this world, right? So I believe that if you learn how to bet, if you learn the numbers, and if you transform from a losing person and a losing bettor into a successful bettor, which also include the right mindset and everything else, then you will also make a better world. If you are just gambler who follow sports picks and you don't even know what you're doing, then you're just throwing out your money, and this is not going to help this world. Okay, so I have this philosophy that I also try to do something that will make this world better. Okay, and of course I do this on my way. And of course the third win is also win for me. How I will benefit from it, of course I also need some financial benefits for me, because those two wins are the wins that I am looking for when I do something. Okay, so let's dive in. There will be more than 20 short videos from the very first step of using Google spreadsheets for sports betting to functions, organizing data, and more. Okay, and as I said, at the end I will gather all those videos and make full videos, so you can decide to watch shorter videos which will come in next days, or you can also watch at the end full video. So it is up to you, but the final goal is that you learn how to start using Google spreadsheets, no matter if you're a complete beginner, no matter if you don't know how to use numbers, no matter if you never use Google spreadsheets. I will show you the first steps, and you will have enough knowledge so you can then later start building your own sports betting model. And of course, if you want to get more advanced training where I show you exactly how I build sports betting models and how I bet on sports, go to underdogchance.com. I have one free betting course where we go much deeper with the spreadsheets. You also get one free download. And of course, if you want to make one step further, I also have a premium betting course for those who are serious about sports betting, and I will show you how I bet exactly. Okay, link is also in the descriptions, and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because in next days I will release this video, so you don't miss a video, or you can also go back to this channel. Okay, so let's start. Okay, as I said, I will show you from step 0. Basically, if you're a complete beginner, I will show you how to open Google Spreadsheets, how to start using it. Okay, so simply go to Google, type Google Sheets, click enter, click the first link. If you don't have a free Google account, simply create it. I have it, and I believe most people have it. Then click on Go to Sheets. I will close this tab now, and this is our spreadsheets. This is our spreadsheet. This is where we will work. Okay. The first thing I will do, I will rename it. Okay. So I will type it Google Sheets for sports Bettors. Okay, I also recommend that you save it somewhere. So this is a link, or if you save it under the bookmarks in your browser, so you have always this link with you. Okay, so I have a couple of things I want to show you. I will copy this. Okay, and I will paste it here. Okay, so you can use paste function. So you click right click on the mouse, and you will see a couple of options. Okay, and you have cut, copy, paste, and paste special. Okay, simply you can paste it, but as you will see, because I take the information from other side, I cannot do it on my Mac, so I will use this command. Okay, you can also install some extensions, but I simply use this command. If you use Windows, you have, I think, Control V. If you use Mac, those are the controls for copy, for cut, or for paste. Okay, so I will use Command V. Okay, and those are the things I want to show you in this first video, basics about Google Spreadsheet. Okay, the first thing I will show you are the checkbox, how to create a checkbox. Okay, because I want to create checkbox here, and once I will show you one specific thing, then we can click here, and this is completed task. Okay, so to create checkboxes, first click on this cell, drag down, hold the mouse, okay, and click on insert and select tick box, and all the tick boxes will be available here. Okay, so you will see those tick boxes. Okay, and I show you checkbox, or we can also rename it, or tick box, or whatever you want, but this is a checkbox. Okay, this is the first thing I show you. Okay, the second thing I want to show you, if you mess something, for example, you type something, or I don't know, you made a mistake, you want to go back. Okay, you don't want to lose, you don't want to delete, and you can always use this function. So it is undo or Command Z. I use Command Z. As you see also here, undo is Command Z. Okay, you can click here, and it will it will undo your previous step. Okay, so if I make some mistake, or for example, I delayed this, okay, with this I can go back. Okay, or for example, I delayed all those things. With one click, I go back. So this is very powerful tool. I use it all the time. Every time when I make a mistake, I go back. Okay, with this. Okay, so Control Z. Okay. The next thing we want to do is to import some data, because we want to organize numbers. We want to have some information in the spreadsheet, and we want to take this from some other site. Okay. And I will use basketball reference for this training. Simply go to basketballreference.com, go to seasons, summary, and let's say that we want to have this table. I will just close this. Let's say that we want to have this table here in our spreadsheet, okay? And let's say that I want to do this in another tab. Those are the tabs. You can rename it. If you double click, you can rename it. I will create a new tab. I will type copy MBA or import MBA. Okay, so I will simply use MBA copy. Okay, so how to copy or import data from other sites into our Google spreadsheet. Okay, you can do this on 3 ways. First one is not really wise way, but it is also one way. So you can start retyping all those numbers. So you type 1 here, you can type Sacramento Kings here, right? So this is this is not wise way. The second, much faster way is simply go back to this website each day, copy, and simply paste it here with paste or Command V. Okay, I will use Command V, and you have all the numbers here. Then you can also adjust these columns with double click. You need to go with mouse over here. You will see a small arrow, double click, and it will shorten this. Okay, those are just small corrections that you can make, but this is one way how you can import data into your spreadsheet. And right now you can use you can already use those numbers, but there's also a third way, and we can use import HTML function, okay, which will scrape or import the data automatically from this website, and I will show you how. So I will start typing equal sign, then I will start typing import, and as you will see, you will have a couple of options, and in this training I will show you most useful functions and formulas that you will use for sports betting, okay, and you will use import HTML function. Then I will add quotation mark, okay. I will go back to basketball reference, so this is this link, okay. I will copy it and I will paste it here. You can paste it here or here, okay. And then I will use Command V, so I will paste it, close with another quotation mark. I will use comma, another quotation mark. I will type table because this is a table, another comma, and then as you will see, we have a couple of tables, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is fifth table, okay. And I will type 5, okay. I will type 5 and I will close it, okay. And as you will see, all the numbers are automatically taken from that site. We can check it, okay. As you see, Sacramento Kings, 57 games played, those are field goals and so on. And if you use import HTML function, this will be updated automatically every single day. So you don't need to copy paste, okay. So you have 3 options which are very simple. Even if you copy paste it, it will take you 1 second to copy paste, because if you analyze games every single day, you need to come back to Google spreadsheet and make an analysis. But if you want to automatically scrape the data, you can use import HTML function from many sites, okay. Okay, one more thing about copy pasting. Sometimes sports bettors have problems with copy pasting, and this is because you must be precise, okay. You go with mouse here if you want to copy all those things until this, okay. So simply be precise. Go here, click, and then drag down and select the last number, okay. Not here or something like that, but exactly select number, because you see the yellow are selected, okay. And then go on one number, okay. For example, this one, copy and simply paste it here, okay. You can use Command V, okay, and you will have it. If you don't select this, you might get some other numbers, okay. So I will move my face here, and we will go so how to import data into Google Sheets from other sources such as CVS files or web pages, okay. The first thing you want to do before you even go further with spreadsheet and betting model, you want to make a copy, or you can also download. You can save your file on your computer, and then later you can import or open your file in a new spreadsheet. But definitely one thing I would recommend that you do is to make a copy, because if you will mess something, if you will make a mistake, you want to have a copy and save this copy under the bookmarks, okay. And you can also share with your friend or with someone. With my students, when they need my betting model, I simply add them here and I share my actual betting model with them, so they get all the formulas. Or if they mess something, or if they have any problems, I simply share my betting model with them. And this is this option, okay? So I think we can check this, and we will quickly go through the Google spreadsheet and navigate the interface. So this is the menu, okay? This is for the files. New spreadsheet, open, import from your computer, make a copy, share with your friends. This is the same as here. You can email this file and so on, okay? You can also delete it, okay? And you can always go here. If you click on this, I recommend right click and then it will open in a new tab. I will not open it because I have a couple of other spreadsheets, but if you click it here, you will see all your files that you have created, okay? Then edit, those are basics functions for cutting, copy, pasting. We already use them. View, I will show this also in next minutes and videos as well. You can zoom it if you need bigger cells, or you can also do this here, okay? So this is the same as here. So those are a couple of most common useful actions or formulas or functions. You also, as you see, you have functions here. You can also start typing those functions, okay? Or you can also use them here or find them here, okay? Format, this is for formatting text and so on. Data is for something else. I will also show this in next minutes and videos. Some tools and extensions. Right now, maybe you don't need maybe at this time you don't need this, so I always recommend that you get familiar with those basic things with Google spreadsheet, because later your life will be much easier, okay? Sometimes I see sports bettors who jump directly to some complex functions, to betting analysis, but they struggle with copy pasting, with basics functions. So if you will spend 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, and practice these things, then your life for next 5 years, 10 years will be much easier, okay? So we can uncheck this. Okay, so we can check this, how to open Google spreadsheets and navigate the interface. As I said, make a copy for yourself and you can go and check all those things. How to create a new spreadsheet and choose a template. When you will create a new spreadsheet, you can always go to new spreadsheet, or you can also select from template gallery. But for sports betting models and analyzing the games, you don't need those things. You can check what are those things. Those are more for something else. But what you want to create your own, because those are not betting templates, prepared betting templates, okay? How to enter data, copy paste, import HTML. This is what we already did. Adjust the column, row height, and select cells. I will show you how you can adjust the columns and row heights. For example, we have all the numbers here, and let's say that you want to have a smaller, shorter columns, so you can select. Okay, I will show you one more time. So click here, okay, or here, and then simply drag here, okay? And then you can, with double click, just a second, click, drag here, and with double click, once you go with mouse here and you see small arrow, with double click, it will shrink and you will see the whole table like this, okay? Okay, so you can see how you can adjust those columns, okay? And the same is for height, okay? How to apply formatting cells such as bold, italics, colors. For example, sometimes you want to highlight some numbers. You can bold like this, italic like this. You can use colors. This is for the text, okay? You can always reset, or you can always go back, or you can also, for example, make cells with the color, okay? I will go back. Or sometimes, which is even better, let's say that you want to highlight the numbers that are, for example, bigger than 90 here, okay? So I see that their numbers are around 80, 90, and let's say that you want to highlight the teams that that have the number 90 or bigger. So first select the numbers you want, and then click format. Okay, conditional formatting. Okay, and you will have couple of options here. So you see is empty, is not empty, text starts, date is. You can even use for the dates, but I will use for the number. So the number that is greater than 90. Okay, and you will see that this function will highlight these numbers that are bigger than 90, and then you can select, for example, the color. Okay, and click done. And now we have the teams and those numbers which are bigger than 90. Okay, and you can add another rule and you can use anything you want. Okay, and those are conditional formatting. Okay, if you want to cancel this, you can go always back. Okay, and that's it. Okay, we can check this conditional formatting as well. Merge, you can merge more cells together. You will see merge cells. So you will create one cell instead of more. So if you need something, I don't know, something bigger or some text, you can format this. Go to format, alignment, center, format, alignment to middle. Okay, you can make this font bigger, and if you need this, okay, I go back. You can also insert image from your computer into the cells. For example, I used for themes, and I put the icons. Okay, and then the themes. You can also do this. Split. This is another interesting function which maybe you will use it. So, for example, we have here Sacramento Kings, and let's say that you want, for some reason, to split the name into two cells. So you want here Sacramento and you want here Kings. How to do this? Start typing split. Okay. Click on the cell that you want to split. Type comma, quotation mark, space, because the space will be the factor or criteria how you will split this, and then I will close it, and you have Sacramento Kings in two cells with one click. Then you can also do this for the rest, and simply go over this cell. You will see small cross, click, hold, and drag down. Okay, and it will do for all the teams, and for the rest of the teams that have two names or two words, it will also split. Okay, so if you need for some reason, this is you can do with split function. Okay, I will delete this. I will go back. So this is already done. I will also show you the date. Okay, so you can always use, for example, if you will create a betting tracker, or if you will track your bets or something like that, you can always use today, and it will show you today's day. If you want to have tomorrow, you can use this cell +1, and it is tomorrow. If you want to use yesterday day, you can select today -1. Okay, and so on. Okay, and you can drag down, and you can also change date. For example, if you can also type the date, for example, 18/02/2023, for example, right? And you can double click it here, and you can select any date you want. You can also change date format. Go to number, just a second. Format, number, and then you have date, time, and you can select different dates and so on. Okay, so let's go to a little bit more serious things. You can always play with this Google spreadsheet, but I will show you how to use max and minimum function. We will go to MBA, and let's say that we want to see what is the maximum number in, I don't know, in field goals. Okay, and you can type max and then select all the cells which you are observing, click on the first cell and then drag down. Okay, close it and click enter. So the maximum number is 44.1. Okay, this is field gold. And minimum number is if you type minimum and you do the same. You can also go from here. Okay, and close it, and the minimum number is 39.1. You can always click on your cell and you see the formula. Okay, so as you see, I made a mistake because I took league average also here. Okay, and I want only 30 teams. Okay, I only want to have 30 teams. So what I will do, because this is 64th cell, this is 65 cell, I have 65, so I will simply change it to 64, and as you see, it is smaller range. Okay, you can also change it to 7, it will increase the range. If you use smaller number, it will take a smaller range, and this is how you can do it. Okay, you can always check what is your formula function or the cell include. If you click on the cell and then click here, you will see it. Okay, but I need Miami Heat, so it is 64 from 35, from F35, F35. I'm looking for the maximum number for F35 up to F64. Okay, I click enter and I have max number and minimum number. Okay, the next thing I will show you why we use $sign. Okay, why we use $sign. But before that, we will sum or add numbers, multiply and divide. Let's say that we want to sum how many games 3 teams played together. Let's say that those 3 teams. Okay, sum or add. Okay, simply start typing and adding the number. So for Los Angeles Clippers, let's say that they played 61 games, plus we want also add Orlando Magic plus Houston Rockets. Okay, those 3, as you see, they are highlighted, and click enter. If you want to divide 2 numbers, you simply start with equal sign again. This is for function. Select the number you want and then simply divide by any number you want. You can use the number 2, for example, or if you want to divide 2 numbers, this number divided by, I don't know, this number, you simply click it, or you can check D62 divided by H62 and click enter, and you have divided. Okay, and multiply is the same story. You want to multiply one number with some other number, start with equal sign, click on this number, then use this sign, and let's say 43, and you multiply number. You can also use another cell, let's say this one. Okay, and this is how you make your first calculation. Okay, now I will show you why you can use how you can use $sign, how to anchor some numbers and calculate, and also drop down menu. Okay, so we will go back to NBA copy, and let's say that you want to multiply, I don't know, this number with one factor. Okay, with one number. Okay, and let's say that this number is let's say the number 10. Okay, and let's say that this is some X factor, and you want to multiply each team's number with this number, and you want to have it here on the right side. So I will add one more column, insert column to the right. Okay, and I want to multiply this number with 10. So you can start typing this number multiplied by this number, and the same for the next team. This number multiplied by this factor, because you want to, just a second, you want to multiply each number with the 10, okay, with 10. And this will take a lot of time, but there's one solution, okay, because these numbers are changing and this number stays always the same. If you want that this number stays the same, you want to anchor it, okay, and you can do this with $sign. So if you click on this cell and if you click here, you see what numbers are included in this formula, okay, and D35 is changing because those numbers are changing, and L68, which is this number, stays the same, and the number which stays the same we can anchor with $sign. I will click enter, okay, and then I will simply click it here and drag down, and all the numbers are multiplied by 10. You can check it, click on the cell, click here, and you will see which numbers are highlighted. The same here, and we solve this with anchors, okay? This is how you do it. And then we have one more thing, drop-down menu. I will go a little bit deeper with drop-down menu and data validation in next videos, but this is the last thing I will show you today. I think it is enough for the basics, and then I will create shorter videos that will be added later in one big video. So what are drop-down menus? I will uncheck it because I will show you now. Let's say that you want to make betting analysis, okay, and let's say that you have away team and you have home team, okay. We can also make little design here, and when you will analyze games, you want to select from the drop-down menu, okay, and this is how you create drop-down menu, okay. You will click on the first cell, select both cells, click on data validation, and you will see data validation rules, okay. So I will click add rule, okay. This is something new in Google Spreadsheet. I like it a little bit more in the old version, but this is how it is. So click data validation, you can select it here, right? And this is applied to a range. So this is this range, okay? Click here and C81, C82. Click OK, because this is the drop down where we created, and drop down from the range. And we will now select, click here, okay? And this is from this list of teams. So I will click on the first team and select all the teams that I want that are in this drop down menu. I click OK, and we have done, and we have created drop down menu, so you can now select any team you want, okay? And this is how you create a drop down menu. Okay, so that's it from me today. Subscribe to the channel, because in next days I will create more videos, and if you watch the full video, this means that I already finished all videos and they are put together in one video, okay? I hope you will enjoy these videos, and I hope that you will start betting with numbers, because it is super useful and super simple, okay? And I will show you how you can start using Google Spreadsheets on a very simple way. Vertical lookup function. This is one of my favorite functions that I use constantly, and it will save you a lot of time, okay? So what this formula is all about. So it searches a value in the first column of a range and returns a corresponding value in the same row from a specific column. So if you have teams in a table and they have some kind of stats, then you will create, for example, a drop-down menu in another cell, and then you will select the teams, and the formula, the function, will give you correct number, correct stats, okay, based on the team you select, okay. For example, suppose you have a table that lists the points per game for each team, and you want to look up the points per game for Los Angeles. You could use the vertical lookup function as follows. So we will see in this example, Los Angeles is the search key, okay, and this is the range. of cells that contains the names and points, for example, and second is the column, because you will have different stats, points, assists, blocks, steals, or whatever, and the first column is always the names or the teams. This is what you're looking for, and the second is, for example, for points, for assists, and then you select the number, which column, okay, and false. This is also important, indicates that the range is not sorted. The function will search the first column of the range for the value Los Angeles and return the value from the second column, because we give them this direction. We are looking for the second column that is on the same row as the matching value. Okay, so if you have the table and if you have in a vertical position the teams, then you will use vertical lookup function. Sometimes you will have a table and you will have horizontal teams, so you will have Los Angeles Lakers, Utah Jazz, I don't know, but most of the time we have vertical, but maybe it can happen that you will have in a horizontal line, and then you will use horizontal lookup function. Okay, and this is the function for this. Okay, and now we will jump to the spreadsheet and I will show you how to use this. So those are the numbers and stats. I will delete this. Okay, I will delete this. We can also delete this. So we will have only the table. And every time when I calculate medium averages or I do any calculations, I like to do above the table, because if you use import HTML function, which will scrape the data from the internet, okay, and okay, we have teams now. We know that we have only 30 teams in NBA. But for example, if you will have players, okay, and players at the start of the season, maybe there will be, I don't know, 500 players. But then with more and more players, you will have more and more. You will have more and more field cells. You will have more and more information. And if you will have some formula here, then this table will not appear. Okay. This is why I like to have everything above the table, which is created with import HTML function. Okay, so I will insert a couple of rows above. Okay, let's say 4 more. Okay, and then I usually do calculation here. Okay, and everything that I need, I can do here, because below that I give enough space for import HTML function to scrape the data from the internet. Okay, so we will use vertical lookup function. First, I will create a drop-down menu one more time. This is something I already show you. So data validation. Okay, add rule. We already have the range, so we will create drop-down menu here from those teams. Okay, I will select drop-down from a range. Click here. I will select these teams because those are my options. Okay, I will click OK, I will click done, and I will close. Okay, so I can now select the teams. Okay, but because when you will analyze games, you will select, for example, Denver Nuggets, and they will play against, I don't know, New York Knicks, and then you want that these cells will change automatically, that this program will automatically put the numbers and stats and even calculations later when you will learn a little bit more. And you will have analysis here. So when you select another team, different stats will appear here. Okay, and how you do this? With vertical lookup function. So we will look for this team. Okay, this is the first information that we're looking. So everything from the Lakers, so all information from the Lakers, okay, comma, in this range, because we need to select the range where we are looking for something. Okay, another comma. Okay, and then we have the first range is always this one. So this is the first range. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 8, 9, 10, 11, and so on. Okay, and let's say that we're looking for points per game. Okay, and so I need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, 23. and false. Okay, so I see that I missed something, so I will use 24, and this is correct. When I use these ranges, and if you have a lot of stats, one trick you can use that you put the numbers here, so you don't count like I did. Okay, as you see, this is 24th number. Okay, this is 24th number. So if I would do it, I would do it from the start. I don't need to count those numbers. Okay, so then I also want to do this for New York Knicks. We can anchor this range because the range will stay the same, right? The range is the same. Okay, we selected the range. Okay, and I will just drag down. Okay, so let's check it if this is correct. I will type points. So Los Angeles Lakers, 117 points, and New York Knicks 114.6. So this is correct, right? This is correct. I will just do it like this. And let's do for one more stat. Let's say that we are looking for assist. Okay, we will use the same logic, vertical lookup function. Click on the team because this is what we are looking. The range is the same. The range is the same. $39. And this is assists are 19 and false, right? And as you see, Los Angeles Lakers, 25.2 assists. Okay, we can also leave league average, so I will add it 14. So it is a little bit bigger range because we can also select league average, for example, right? Okay, so you can find we can also change this. We will click here. So how you can edit this. Okay, first I selected the range from only for the teams, but we can also add league average. Okay, so I will simply expand this range. Okay, I will expand this range. Add, I will click down, and now we should have here league average. Okay, league average is 140.3. Okay, I will add dollars to anchor this. What I like to do, so when you will create more and more vertical lookup functions in the cells, you don't need to select the range all the time. What I do, I like to copy this formula. Okay, I copy this with Command C. Okay, or you can do like this. Click here, and then paste it here. Okay, you can also do with Command or Control C. Okay, it is important that you copy this formula, not cell, because if you copy cell, you might get something else. Okay, I always like to copy formula, put in another cell here. Okay, like this, and then I change it. Okay, so I simply need to change C3 to C4. Okay, and everything else is the same. Okay, so let's check New York Knicks assist, right? 22.4. Okay, so this is how you use this vertical lookup function. Sometimes you will have teams here in horizontal. Okay, so I will just show you with couple of teams. Okay, I will show you with all teams. Okay, so I will copy this and I will transpose. Okay, you will see I will transpose this. Okay, and I will get the teams in horizontal line, and I will take the points, copy points. I will transpose here. Okay, so we have horizontal. I will just add leak average here. Okay, and we will use the same logic. So we will create a drop down menu, data validation, add rule. Okay, this is this range, apply to range to this range, select drop down from a range. I will click here and I will select all those themes options. Okay, click OK, done. Okay, I will close this, go back here, and let's say Boston Celtics, Oklahoma. But because we have no stats in horizontal line, we will need to use horizontal lookup function. Okay, we're looking for Boston Celtics, this range. Okay, this is the first row. We could have more rows, okay, but this is the second row right now, and false. Okay, Boston Celtics, as you see, it is correct. Okay, so we could have more. So we could have this is points. We could have assists and so on. We could have more numbers, and then I would create this function with this. Okay, so if we would have, I don't know, the second would be assist. Okay, then we would type here because it would be first, second, third. Okay, I hope this makes sense. If error function, this is also a very useful function in Google Sheets because the function in Google Sheets that allows you to specify a value or expression to be returned in the event of an error or in a cell. Okay, this is a syntax. For example, suppose you have a formula that divides the value in cell A1 by the value in cell B1. If the cell B1 is empty or contains the value 0, so if you create some formula and for some reason the cell is empty or the number is 0, of course you will get the error. Okay, and then you will have a whole mess. And to handle this error, you can and display a more user-friendly message, you could use if error function as follows. You can add cannot divide by 0 or some other text, or I can also use simply 2 quotation marks, so it will be empty cell, and then I can continue with calculation. Okay, I will show you how. Okay, so we will go back to the spreadsheet. I will delete this. This is something we don't need. You can also see how I use Google Spreadsheet here. For example, that we have here, I don't know, 1 divided by 0. Okay, it is error. Okay, and this is some formula. And let's say that let's say that this is home factor. Okay, let's say that those two teams score those points. Okay, so I will use Utah Jazz. And we want to divide, so this is maybe some constant or something like that, and this is final points. Okay, and the final points are these points multiplied by this. Okay, I will anchor this because this constant is the same. Okay, and as you see, we have an error despite we projected everything correctly here, but because this is for some reason 0 or some error, we also have error here. What I will do, I will simply type here if error, okay, and I can say, for example, check constant. Okay, so if the error is here, I will know that this is here. I can also use if error. Okay, then the formula should ignore this and use only this. This is another example, right? If error this, then specify this. Okay, as you see, with if error we can exclude this. Okay, so if something happens and if there is an error, then give me back this number. Okay, with round function you can round the number. Okay, so the round function in Google Sheets is a mathematical function that allows you to round a number to a specified number of digits. This is a syntax, and I will show you, and I will also give you one tip here. For example, if you want to round this number, you can simply type round, select this number, and let's say that you want to round this number and you get 114. But if you want to display spreads which are displayed by half point, then this function is a little bit more complex, and I will show you. Okay, for example, you want to calculate the spreads. Okay, so you will you will go with this number minus this number. Okay, so you get plus spread, and you get this spread minus this points minus this spread, so you get the spread for these two teams. Okay, let's say that this is the spread, and you want to present this spread somewhere. Okay, and you want to round these two numbers for half points, so you want to get 3.5 and minus 3.5, right? So how you will do it? You will start typing round and then select this spread, close, divide by 0.5, type 0, and then multiply by 0.5. Okay, and this is how you will get 3.5 and minus 3.5. If and if function, this is if and ifs function. This is something I use a lot of times, and you will also use it many times. For example, we have baseball and we have left-handed pitchers, we have right-handed pitchers, and of course, if your team is playing against left-handed pitcher, then you will tell the spreadsheet, if they are playing against left-handed pitcher, give me the stats based on how they perform against left-handed pitcher. If not, then give me against right-handed pitchers, right? So what is if function? If function in Google Sheets is a logical function that allows you to specify a condition and perform one action if the condition is true. For example, if they play against left-handed pitcher, and different action if the condition is false or against other pitchers, right? This is the syntax. For example, suppose you have a number in cell 1, A1, and you want to check if it is greater than 5, okay? If the number is greater than 5, you want to return the text high, and if it is less than or equal to 5, you want to return the text low. You can also return another number or something like that. For example, you can say that you want that spreadsheet will give you bet recommendation. So if you bet or if you stay away from the bet. And let's say that you project your own odds, you calculate your own probabilities, and then you compare your probabilities with the bookmaker's probabilities. And you say that if the difference is 5% or greater, then the text will be take this bet or qualified bet. If the lower, then it is not qualified, right? So if it is qualified, if the number is greater than 10%, it will say qualified. If not, it will automatically be not qualified, okay? The ifs function in Google Sheets is a logical function that allows you to test multiple conditions and return a value based on the first condition that is true. You can include up to 127 pairs of conditions and corresponding values in the ifs function. The syntax is this, okay? So you have more options, okay? So if this, then this, if this, then this, okay? And so on, okay? For example, suppose you have a table that lists the teams and how many points they collected this season, and you want to assign to them if they are good, bad, or medium team, okay? So if the team, I don't know, collected 25 points, then less than 25 points, then you will say this team is bad. So you will type Los Angeles Lakers, the spreadsheet will find how many points they scored, and you will and it will show you that this is a bad team, okay? On the other side, if they, let's say, score more than 35 points, then you will say this is an average or medium team. And if you want to say that this team that scored more than 35 points, that this is a good team, okay? And then you have two teams, and when you will type Lakers and Utah, and you can have, I don't know, good team against bad team or something like that, okay? So let's jump to the spreadsheet. So I will show you. For example, I will say Utah Jazz. Okay, I will delete this. Okay, let's say that if this number is greater than, I don't know, uh, this number, then we'll say it's better team. Okay, if not, let's say weaker team. Okay, so because Denver Nuggets score less points than Utah Jazz, it is a weaker team. You can also, instead of text, you can add the number. I don't know, 34 or 54. Okay, based on different conditions. Okay, as I said, if I will have baseball here, and I would say, so this will be a pitcher. Okay, let's make it. Okay, this is pitcher one, pitcher two. Okay, and let's say that he's a lefty pitcher and he's righty pitcher. Okay, and I would say that if this is left-handed pitcher, then let's say that this is from the team number, how they play against left-handed pitcher. Then give me this number, and let's say that this number is if they play against right-handed pitcher. Okay, if this is L, okay, then this is this number. Okay, so if you can always click here so you can see what this means. Okay, if this entry is left, which means for left-handed pitcher, then return me this number. If not, then return me this number. Okay, so you can use if condition for different needs. Okay, so I just gave you one example how you can do it. There is probably million combination what you can do with this. Okay, so if this then this, if this then this, you can play with this a lot of time, but this is how you can use it. Okay, sometimes you want to make a progress bar or a trend line, and to do this you can use the function SPARKLINE. SPARKLINE function can be used to create several different types of sparklines, including line charts, column charts, and bar charts. You can also customize the appearance of the sparkline by specifying options such as color, width, height of the chart. For example, suppose you have a range of data in cells A1 to A10 and you want to create a line chart that shows the trend in the data. Once I will show you in the spreadsheet, you will see and you will also understand. You could use sparkline function as follows. Okay, so I will explain this in the chart. In this example, the sparkline function creates a line chart that shows the data in cells from A1 to A10. The chart is colored blue and has a line width of 2 pixels. And this is for a bar. Okay, so I recommend that we go to the spreadsheet and I will copy this. I try to copy those functions all the time, and then I simply change them. If you don't know how to use any function, you can always Google it. Okay, this is how I learned the spreadsheet, because I had a problem and I didn't know how to use it. And right now you can also use ChatGPT, and you simply ask him what is the function for your current problem. So you simply explain your problem, and he will probably give you the answer. So I was searching on Google different functions, different formats, and then I was trying to modify them. Okay, but once you have the formulas and once you have functions, you can always copy paste them and then recreate them. You don't need to learn every single function, and you simply need to know where to find them, and then you need to modify them. Okay, so I will simply paste it here and I will explain. Of course, we don't have we don't have data yet, but I will add them. Okay, so you will little bit you will understand what is this all about. So we're looking for some data from the range A1 to A10. So I will simply add some data: 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 3, 1, 1, 8, and let's say 7. Okay, as you see, this is how you get some trend line, and this is width. You can change this. You can also change the color, let's say red, okay, and you can play with this. So once you will have some numbers in some range, you can create such a line, okay. But what is a little bit more interesting is probably progress bar. Okay, so I will delete this. Okay, you can check the function one more time. Okay, so we have sparkline. This is the range. It is chart type, line, color. Okay, red, line width, and then select the width of the line. Okay, so I will delete this and I will go back and I will copy another function. This is probably a little bit more interesting because we will create a progress bar. For example, if you have some numbers, some relative numbers, or even if you create a betting tracker and let's say that you want to make, I don't know, 100 units in one season and you want to track your progress, or you can also list the teams, okay, and they have some relative numbers which are going up to 100%. You can also create progress bar for every single team, so you have visual how they are playing. Okay, this is not that important for sports betting models because what you need to learn formulas and then combine with this function, so it is much easier for you. But if you're more visual type, you can also create such progress bar, and I will show you one progress bar how you can do it. Okay, so this is a sparkline. Okay, I will create two numbers. Let's say that you track your bets, okay, and your profit current is, I don't know, 12 units, and the goal is, I don't know, 100 units. Okay, so you're looking for this number. Okay, this is the first number, so this is N2. Okay, I will change it, N2. This is chart type. We will select bar. We will use for not N2, N3. Okay, chart type bar maximum because we're looking for the maximum number between those two. Okay, A2. This is the second number, so I will add N4 because N4 is in M4. Okay, this is column and row. Color 1, you need to type color 1 because color 1 is outside the bar. Okay, and then if N2 is smaller than this number, so if you still didn't reach your goal, okay, N3 and N4, right? N3 and N4. Okay, so if this number is smaller than this number, then you still didn't reach the goal. Okay, and in the progress bar, let's say that you want a red number, and once you will complete your goal, the progress bar will be green. Okay, I will click enter. As you see, it should work. Okay, so this is 12, 100, and then you start adding numbers, right? 34, let's say 56. Okay, and as you see, progress bar is getting bigger and bigger. You can also do this for the teams. You can type Lakers, Portland, I don't know, Atlanta Hawks, and you can use any of these numbers. You can create your criteria, and then you have the teams and you have the progress bar. Okay, you can also change the color, red, blue, whatever you want, and at the end, when progress bar will be completed, it will show you green. Okay, so let's say that you reached your goal. Okay, so we should see green number. Okay, so if you want to add numbers from different cells or different ranges, then we will use sum function or some if functions if we need some criteria. I will explain it. Okay, so the sum function in Google Sheets is used to add up range of cells. The syntax for the sum function is as follows. Okay, here value 1, value 2, and more are the values or ranges that you want to add up. For example, if you want to calculate the total number of games in one season, then you will simply use sum function. So first team played, I don't know, 80 games, the second team played 75 games, the third team, I don't know, 86 games, and then you simply sum all those numbers and you get the total number of games for the whole season. Okay, but if you have, for example, players, right, and you have players, and then the team, and you want to add only the numbers or the games they played for one specific team, then you can use SUMIF function, because you will tell the Google spreadsheet that he needs to sum the numbers or add the numbers only if the numbers are from, I don't know, Minnesota Timberwolves or Los Angeles Lakers. Okay, so this is a criteria. Okay, so the sum function in Google Sheets is a conditional summing function that adds up the values in a range of cells based on specified criteria. The syntax for the SUMIF functions is as follows. Okay, so we have the range, we add the criteria, for example, Minnesota Timberwolves, or if you create a betting tracker and you track money lines, spreads, totals, so you have bet, money line, then you have another money line, then you have one total, then you have spread bet, and then you have again money line, and then you want to calculate the profit only for money lines. Okay, so then you say, okay, sum the numbers in this column, but use criteria only for money line, and then the program will calculate you only the money line range. Okay, so here range is the range of cells that you want to evaluate. Criteria is the condition that must be met of the values to be added. I will show you now in the spreadsheet. Okay, so as I said, you can use for betting tracker, for example. Okay, so we will jump now to spreadsheet. So first I will delete this. Okay, we don't need progress bar anymore. So if you want to, let's say those are teams and this is how many games they played. Okay, and if you want to calculate the total number of games they played this season, then you will simply start typing equal sign, sum, and then you will simply select first and drag down to the last team. Close with brackets, and you get the total number of games teams played in NBA so far season, this season so far. Okay, you can also, of course, calculate here. As I said, I usually like to calculate above the table, which is imported with IMPORTHTML function, which I explained in my first video. So you can also do like this. Okay, you can select the last cell and drag up. Okay, click enter and you get the same number. Okay, this is how you sum numbers, because this is easiest way to add those numbers, because you could also do like this. Okay, you can do like this number plus this number plus this number plus this number, and this would take a lot of time. Okay, this would be not wise, and this is why we use sum function. Okay, it will save you a lot of time. With one click you add all those numbers. Okay, and then we have SUMIF function. Okay, this is where you put some criteria how you want to calculate it. Okay, so let's say that you track your bets, and let's say that you have money line and you made, I don't know, 1 unit, then you have spread betting, money line again, then you have totals bet, then you have money line again, money line, then you have I don't know, first half. Okay, and let's say that you made 1 unit, 2 units, -1, 2 units, 3 units, -2 units. Okay, and once you have, I don't know, 500 bets, and then you want to analyze your betting, right? And you want to see how good are you at money lines. Okay, you can also use for the players, for the teams, just add the criteria that you want. Okay, so in this example, I want that program add only the numbers from money line. So this one, this one, this one. I can do this on a slow way. So I can do like this, plus then I look where is the money line. I say, okay, this one plus this one, and then I click enter. This is one way, but this is very slow way, because once you have thousands of bets, then you cannot do step by step. Okay, so we can use SUMIF function. Okay, and I will say, look here, where is the money line, okay, and sum those numbers. I will close it and we have 0. Is this correct? This is, yes, correct, because I made a mistake here, and we have. So we have number 3, right? Because SUMIF only add the numbers, okay, in this range if they are in this range monoline. So first you select the range, okay, the criteria. Then you tell the program what is your criteria. My criteria was monoline. And then tell him which numbers he must add. Okay, I hope it makes sense. So count and COUNTIF function. With this function, this is function that is used to count the number of cells in a range that contains numeric values. Okay, so if you have the range of cells and then some cells are empty, this function will show you how many cells have numeric values. Okay, so this is a syntax, but maybe you will use a little bit more COUNTIF function which has a criteria. Okay, this is a conditional counting function that counts the number of cells in a range that meets a specific criteria. For example, if you have a betting tracker and then you track your bets, and for every single bet you'll say win, loss, and then you want to see how many wins you have, how many losses, and for this you will use COUNTIF function. I will show you. Okay, so this is a couple of more examples. Okay, and let's go to the spreadsheet. So let's say that we have the same example here. We have monoline, spread, monoline, and let's say that I will use like this. Okay, and let's say that you have some bets that are still not graded. Okay, and then you want to use count number. So you say how many bets you have. Okay, so you will say count me in this range only the cells that have a numeric value. Okay, I will close it, and you see 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, you can also use like this, and we have, and as you see, 12. Okay, this is count. Okay, I will make it like this, and then we have COUNTIF, and let's say that I will make it like this. Let's say that you this is a lost bet. No, this is one bet, lost bet, one bet, lost. Let's say that you have really bad record. Okay, but you want to calculate how many wins you have so far and how many losses you have so far. So you will do like this. Okay, COUNTIF. Okay, COUNTIF this range. Okay, and you will say count me only wins. Okay, and you will close it. So you have 4 wins. Okay, as you see, you have 4 wins. You can also do the same for losses. COUNTIF. Okay, this range, and just show me how many losses I have. And you have 8 losses. So your win-loss record is 8. Okay, and once you create a betting tracker, you can add these wins and losses, and this is how you will calculate your winning percentage. Okay, so I can also show you how you can calculate your winning percentage. So all wins and losses together are 12. Okay, and those are for the wins. So you will divide this number by total of bets. So your winning percentage is 33%. Okay, SUMPRODUCT is a function that will save you a lot of time, especially if you have large sets of data. For example, when you make a regression analysis and you get some constants and factors and numbers, or for example, if you want to give weight to specific game range or time range, for example, you have a team, and let's say that you want to give some extra weight to the last 7 days or last 30 days, or you want to combine it, and then you will multiply for example, the points with some constant plus less 30 days with some constant, and then less 7 days, and then for the full season. And SUMPRODUCT will save you a lot of time, so you don't need to do it by step by step. Okay, so what is SUMPRODUCT function? SUMPRODUCT function is in Google Sheet is a mathematical function that multiplies corresponding values in 2 or more arrays and then adds the results. So this is a syntax. For example, suppose you have 2 arrays of values from A1 to A5 and B1 to B5, and you want to multiply corresponding values in each array and then add the results. Okay, you could use this function. Okay, the SUMPRODUCT function can be used for variety purposes, including calculating weighted averages, finding dot product or 2 vectors, and performing other types of mathematical operations. It can be a useful tool for performing complex calculation in Google Sheets, especially when dealing with large sets of data. Okay, so I will show you now. For example, let's say that we have Houston Rockets, as I said, okay, or any other team, okay, or Miami Heat, okay, and let's say that you want to add some weights based on time range. Let's say that in last, I don't know, 7 days, they scored, I don't know, 115.3 points. In last 14 days, okay, let's say that they scored 112.8 points. Last 30 days, they scored, I don't know, 125.5 points. And to the season, let's say that they are not that good, and let's say that they have 99.3 points, okay, and you want to get a new number from this information, okay, and let's say that you will give, I don't know, a little bit more weight to last 7 days. Let's say that you will give 50% of weight to the last 7 days, and you will give, I don't know, 15% to this, 15% to this, and let's say that you give 30% to the season. Okay, so I will just check it if this is 1, this must be 1. So here I will change to 2. Okay, so 50% to this, 15 this, or if you make regression analysis, and you will get some constant and factors, and you can also do like this. Okay, and then what you want to do, you want to get the points from those numbers. Okay, and you can do like this. You will say 0.5 multiplied by this number plus this number multiplied by this number plus this number multiplied by this number plus this number multiplied by these numbers. Okay, when you have 4 numbers, this can be done step by step. Okay, because you can do like this, but this is not wise if you have large sets of data. So let's say that you have 10 numbers here, and let's say that you have a little bit more complex formula, and you have also 10 numbers here, and then you want to do this with one single step, and you can do this with SUMPRODUCT. So you will type SUMPRODUCT, select first range of data, select second range of data, close it, and as you see, you get it. Okay, I hope it makes sense. And here is unique function. The unique function in Google Sheets is used to extract a list of unique values from a range of cells. For example, if you have a list of names in column A and you want to extract a list of unique names, you could use the following formula: unique, and then you add the range. In this example, unique function will extract a list of unique names from cells A1 to A10. The unique function can be useful for a variety of tasks, such as filtering or out duplicates, creating lists of unique values for data validation, and identifying unique values in large data sets. It is a simple and powerful tool for managing data in Google Sheets. Okay. For example, you have some players, and then you have one player listed 2 or 3 times, and you want to have unique list of players in another range. Okay, for example, I will show LeBron James, and then you have again LeBron James, and then you have Russell Westbrook, I don't know, Chris Paul, Luka Doncic, and then you have LeBron James. For some reason, maybe he changed the team or something like that. Or, for example, you can also get one big spreadsheet with betting results, and you see a lot of data, money line spreads, totals, and you don't even know what kind of bet types you have, and you want to have organized, we want to have unique values. Okay, so we have LeBron James 3 times, but we want to have each player listed only once. Okay, and you will do this with unique function. You simply type unique, select the range, whatever it is, close it, and you will get only unique number. So LeBron James is here 3 times, but with unique function, he will be listed only once. Okay? Okay, sort function. With this function, you can analyze and sort the data. Okay? The sort function in Google Sheets is used to sort the rows of range based on one or more columns. For example, if you have a table of teams data that includes the names of teams, goals, assists, or points or whatever, you want to sort the table first by team names and then by goals, you could use the following formula. So this is a syntax. In this example, the sort function will sort the table by column A in ascending order first and then column B. Okay, the sort function can be a useful tool for organizing and analyzing data in Google Sheets. It can help you quickly identify patterns, outliers, trends in your data, and make it easier to work with large data sets. Okay, so I will show you how. So I will delete this. Okay, this is from previous practice, and so we have the teams, we have some stats. Okay, I will make it like this. Okay, and let's say that you want to sort teams based on points, or you want to sort teams based on, I don't know, steals. Okay, and this is how you do it. Simply start typing sort. Okay, select the range, and then tell him which column you want to sort. So 1, 2, and so on. And I will say, okay, let's say based on points. Okay, let's say that we do this based on points, 24, and then you can do ascending or descending. Okay, one is false and one is true. So let's say that we type true, close, and you see Miami Heat, they score fewer points in NBA. Okay, if we change this to false, okay, you will get Sacramento Kings, who score the most points in NBA. Okay, and this is how you can sort. These stats and organize to see the patterns and so on. Okay, so filter function. This is very useful function which will help you by when you will project players lineups, for example. Okay, so let's say that you have huge table with players from the whole league, and then you have the players, and then with each player you also have a team. But what you want to do, you want to create a lineup, and you want to filter out only the players from a specific team, because from a specific team then you will get all the players, and then you will operate with these sets of data. And of course you cannot look at the table and find every single player there. Because of that, you will use filter function. Okay, so what is filter function? The filter function in Google Sheets is used to filter a range of data based on a specific condition. For example, if you have a table players data that includes the names of their teams, and you want to filter the table to show only the players from a specific team, you could use the following formula. So you will filter this range where, I don't know, one criteria is from A1, A2. This is where the players are, the teams are listed. And let's say that you want to take out only Los Angeles Lakers players. Okay. In this example, the filter function will return only the rows from the range A1, C10, where the value in column A is Los Angeles Lakers. The filter function can be a useful tool for extracting specific data from large data sets, and can help you quickly and easily analyze and work with your data in Google Sheets. And I will show you how you can use it. Okay, we will go to spreadsheet. I will create a new tab. Okay, I will say players. Okay, and I will go to basketball reference. Okay, I already So you go, for example, to seasons, take one player stats. For this example, okay, I will copy this. I will not copy all players. I will just copy some players, okay? And I will go back to the spreadsheet. I will paste it. You can also use import HTML function as I show you, but for this example, I will simply use copy paste, okay? And then we will say, okay, one more time. I also want to add. I also want to use those information. Okay, so I will do it one more time. Click paste it. Okay, so we have players, we have position, we have age, we have teams, and let's say that you want that Google spreadsheet will filter you only the players from, let's say, Denver. Okay, let's say from the Denver, or I don't know which team you want. Okay, and you will simply start typing filter. So you will tell him filter me. Okay, filter me in this range, everything, okay, everything in this range, where this column is, let's say, Denver or Los Angeles Lakers or whatever you want, okay? And once I will click enter, you will see stats only from one team, okay? I will click enter, and as you see, the Google spreadsheets show me only Denver players, and this is how you can use these stats. You can go back, you can copy this, okay, paste values, and you also have the stats which you need, okay? I will make it like this, and we have Denver players, we have position, only Denver players, okay? And you can do this for different teams, okay? When you will make analysis and when you will bet on sports, you want to rank teams and players, okay? And to do this in Google Spreadsheet, you can use function rank. And so what is rank? Rank function in Google Sheets is used to determine the rank of a value in a list of values, okay? So, for example, you have points per game, you have assists, goals per game, or whatever you decide to analyze, and then you can rank it, okay? The syntax for the rank function is as follows. So you will select the value, the range, and then you can decide if it will be ascending or descending. Because, for example, number one ranked team in basketball, for example, when it comes to points per game, is the team that score most points, right? So you want that the Google spreadsheet will rank the team with most points. In baseball, for example, or with the goalies in ice hockey or something like that, we have ERA, okay? And the bigger the ERA, the worse pitcher. So you want to reverse this, okay? And you want that Google spreadsheet will rank the pitchers based on, for example, how big ERA is, okay? And then this is the last thing that you will decide. So I want bigger numbers first. I want smaller numbers first, ascending or descending, okay? Here, value is the value that you want to rank, okay? Range is the range of cells that contains the value to be ranked, and is ascending is an optional logical value that specifies whether the ranking should be in ascending order, true, or descending order, false. You can also use 0 or 1, okay? I will show you in the spreadsheet now. For example, if you have a list of NBA teams in cells A1, A10, and you want rank teams based on points, you want to see how the team from a cell A1 is ranked, you could use this following formula, okay? You can also use like this, and we will go now to spreadsheet, okay? So let's say that we will go back to teams, okay? Okay, so we have the teams, and let's say that you want you want rank for, I don't know, Chicago Bulls and how they are ranked when it comes to points. Okay, there are 30 teams, and I will say rank. Okay, Chicago Bulls, this number. Okay, here in this range. So this number, we are looking at this number compared to those numbers. So I selected this number because this is what I want to rank in this range. Okay, from those numbers. So those are all points for other things because I want to see this is Chicago Bulls, how they are ranked against other teams. Okay, and then I say false. Okay, it is 21. Okay, so this is Chicago Bulls, this is ascending. Okay, so I can also change to true. Okay, it is 10. We can also check Sacramento Kings. Okay, I can change it to Z10. Okay, so I need to change back to false. Okay, because we want that the team with most points is number one. Okay, and I can do this here. Okay, so I will show you how to rank all the teams. So I can type here rank points, for example. Okay, here, and I will say rank me this number, rank me this number, comma, in this range. Okay, the last number is league average, so I will take only the teams, comma, and I will say false because I want that the first number is rank first. Okay, I will click enter. Okay, and then I want to rank for all other teams, so I will simply anchor this range. This is something I showed you in the first video. When you want to anchor, so or fix the range, you can always use $sign. So I will fix this range. When after that I will drag down. So these numbers, so this range, this will not change. Only this number will change. Okay, click enter. I will click here. I will see one small cross or plus sign or whatever this is. Click here and drag down, and the model will rank me all the teams. Okay, in this case we already have ranked based on points, but I can change it. Okay, I can change. Let's say that we want to rank them based on steals, for example. Let's say for steals. Okay, so I need to change Z10. Okay, to V. Okay, so I will just do like this, and I also need to change, of course, this one because this is for this range. Okay, it must be same, right? So if you are looking to rank this number, of course you must to use this range because this number is going against this range. Okay, I click enter and I will drag down now. Okay, and as you see, we have different numbers right now. So I use steals, okay, as an example, and Sacramento Kings, they are 15th based on steals. The best team based on steals is Chicago Bulls. I think Chicago Bulls right now, Toronto Raptors, okay, and so on. Okay, for example, let's say steals, blocks, turnovers. No, points forward. Let's say that we have in baseball, or let's say that we have how many steals other team have, right? So let's see that those are defensive statistics, okay, or for the other team, and you want that team lost as many balls as possible, then you would say true. Okay, true. Okay, and then you will do the same. Okay, so just drag down. You must understand the sport. You must understand what is good for your team and what is not good for the team. For example, if your team loses a lot of balls, right, a lot of possessions, then this is bad. So the more possession, the worse for the team. So you will use true at the end because you want to rank uh, based on how many balls they lost. And if your team lost less balls, then this is better for your team, and it is better team, it is better ranked team. And then you can create different columns. Okay, and you can let's say that you add here, you can add all those teams here. Okay, and let's say that you have here table for ranking, and you will say ranking points, ranking steals, and so on. And then you will have different ranks. Okay, and then you can even use formatting. Okay, and you can say, I don't know, if this is something I show you in the first video, and you can say, okay, if this number is greater than or smaller or less than 5, right? Let's say that you're looking for top 5 teams, or okay, less than 5, then highlight me green. Okay, and you will click done, and that's it. Okay, this is not good example because I will go back with the points. I will go, let's say assist. Okay, let's say assist. Okay, I will use you. Okay, okay, and of course I need to do false because more assist is probably better. Okay, and you see it. Okay, so this is how you do it. So you will have, for example, you will create more columns. You will do for steals, blocks, whatever you want. Or if you bet on soccer, ice hockey, NFL, you can use these columns. You can use rank function, and you can create a table where you will have teams, and you will have highlighted top 5 teams in specific stats, or specific based on specific criteria. For example, as I said, based on steals, based on rebounds, based on points, whatever. Okay, and then you will see, and then you will have this as a visual table. Okay, I hope it makes sense. So average, median, and mode. Those are one of the most important functions or formulas that you will use when you will make betting analysis. Because what is the main question when you make a betting analysis? The main question is, how will your team perform against an average team on a neutral field? Okay, this is something you need. This is the answer that you need. And to do this, you will need to calculate averages or median numbers. Okay, and I will explain now the difference. The average is simply a mean number. Okay, so you have the values, you simply sum all those values and then divide the number of values. Okay, the median is middle number, so you don't sum those numbers and divide by the number of values, but you simply take the middle number. This is median. Okay, and this is very useful. I will show you in Google spreadsheet now. Okay, and the mode will show you what is the number that appears most frequently. For example, if you have some teams and if you have points, I don't know, and you want to see what is the number that appears most frequently. For example, you want to see how many points they scored in NBA most frequently. And let's say that you have 230 points in one game, 224, 230, and so on. And this function will show you which was the total of points most frequent, let's say 224. Okay, so let's go to the theory quickly. The average function is used to calculate the arithmetic mean of range of values, as I said, and this is a syntax. For example, if you have a range of test scores, let's say cells 1A 110, so those are the values, and you want to calculate the average score, you could use this following formula. So you don't need to divide anything. With one formula and one step, you will get the average. Okay, the same with median. Median function is used to calculate the median value of range of values. As I said, it is the middle number. Okay, so you don't need to look for the middle number, but it will the program will give you automatically median number. And the mode function is used to calculate the mode value of range of values. In statistics, the mode is the value that appears most frequently in a set of data. It is one of the measures of central tendency along with the mean and the median. Okay, so for example, if you have the range of test scores in cells A1 to A10 and you want to calculate the mode score, you could use this following formula. And of course, if all the values are unique, it will give you an error. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All values are unique, and we're looking for the value that appears most frequently. But all values are unique, then of course it will be an error. So let's go to spreadsheet. I will show you how to use it. So let's say that we have NBA teams and you want to calculate the average points per game in the league. Okay, so I will type average median. Okay, and I will then show you the use of mode. Okay, so I will put it here and I will calculate average. Okay, average, and I will select all those cells, close down, and this is the average. So in NBA, average is 114.49 points. Median is the middle number. Okay, median. Okay, and I will select all those numbers, all those values, and we get the median number. So why is useful? Why is median useful? Because in most cases, average and median will be very similar, especially if you have NBA where the differences are very small. But sometimes you will have one team which is very good, or maybe one team which is very weak, and I will use extreme example to show you the difference. As I said, we want to answer the question how your team, let's say Minnesota Timberwolves, will play against Philadelphia 76ers. And your question is how will Minnesota perform against the average team, because you're looking this number on a neutral field, right? But let's say that you have in some league, for example, in Spanish football league, I think we have Barcelona, Real Madrid, who are much, much better than other teams. And let's say that the Sacramento Kings score 900 points. Okay, I will give big number just to show you the difference between average and median. Okay, and I will click enter. And as you see, the average right now is 140. But you know, this is the average number which we will use for calculation for projecting the odds and scores. But out of 30 teams, all 29 teams are not even close to 140 points. Because of only one team, we have such a big number. And this is the problem of average number when you have such example, right? And median stays the same. As you see, median stays the same because it will take the median number. Because when Memphis Grizzlies, for example, this team is playing against this team, of course, this number is more realistic for analyzing games because you cannot use average number as this number. Okay, as you see, median is useful in this case. Okay, and the mode, I will explain mode in a very simple way. So let's say that you have set of values. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 2, 2, 3, 4, 9, 8, 7, 2, 1. Okay, and you want to see which number appears most frequently, and you will use mode function. Simply select, close with brackets, and you see 2 is the number which appears most frequently. Okay, I hope it makes sense. So odds are most important thing when it comes to sports betting, and a lot of time I got the question, how to convert the odds, what are the decimal odds, what are the American odds, but this is basically the same. Okay, all odds represent the likelihood or probability, and I will give you now the formulas that you can use all the time. The formulas will be below in the description, and you can also retype them, and then you save them, and you have them forever. Okay. Me personally, I use decimal odds because they are less complex, or the easiest way, because you simply divide one by the probability and you get the odds. Okay. When it comes to American odds, they're a little bit more complex, and when it comes to sports betting, many sports bettors struggle with understanding probability statistics and sports betting in general. And I think that American odds are maybe a little bit too complex for them, and decimal odds makes much easier. But it depends, and of course, everyone has his own style, and you can use any odds you want. I will show you now the formulas and what they represent. Okay, sports betting odds are numerical representation of the likelihood of a particular event occurring in a sports game or match. Okay, different regions and sportsbook use different formats for expressing odds. Okay, which can make it challenging for bettors to understand and compare them across different platforms. It is important to know that different odds formats can be converted to each other. This is very important. Okay, because I have a lot of followers from Europe. I have a lot of followers from USA, and I try to present my picks, bets, or whatever I share in both odds, so both followers can see my numbers. Okay, but I simply use my formulas so that everything is converted automatically. But me personally, I use decimal odds. Okay, but with one click, I also can show you American odds. So bettors should be aware of how to convert odds to the format they are most comfortable with. Okay, so you don't need to learn these formulas. I will give you now these formulas, retype them, and use for yourself. So decimal is 1 divided by probability. This is an example. So you divide the number 1 by probability, and you get decimal odds, and that's it. Okay, and you simply multiply this with the stake you want, and that's it. You don't have any if function, because when it comes to American odds, if you have minus odds, minus 100 is you need to bet 100 to win 100. When you have plus odds, you need to bet 100 to win 150, right? So you have two conditions, and this overcomplicates it. When it comes to decimal, you simply multiply with the stake, and that's it. Okay, so those are the formulas: decimal to American odds, American to decimal odds, fractional to probability. Okay, and we will convert all those odds to each other. Okay, so I will go to the spreadsheet. I will simply copy this. You can always copy. Uh, and use these formulas. You don't need to invent everything by yourself. This is something I always say. Okay, if you want to try and figure it all by yourself, the life is gone. Okay, so you should always save such things. You always need to learn from others, because you don't need to figure it all by yourself. Okay, just a second. I will paste it here. This is very simple. Okay, just a second. I will do like this. Okay, so we have all the numbers. Okay, let's say that we have probability. I don't know. We have two teams. Let's say team A, team B. Okay, I will put them here, and you have probability. I will make it like this, and let's say that you calculate probability like this, and this is 0.54, or you can do it like this: 1 minus this number. Okay, and then you can always change 33, and it will automatically change. Okay, so let's say that we use this. Okay, and we will calculate decimal, then we will turn into the American odds and fractional odds. Okay, so the first the first one, we want to convert decimal to American odds. Decimal odds are very simple. You simply divide by the probability, okay? And we get decimal odds, okay? We get decimal odds. I will do like this. Bookmakers show decimal odds with 2 digits, okay? So you can number, as you see, we will use 2 digits with dot as a separator, and those are decimal odds, okay? When you bet $100 American, for example, with decimal odds, it is very simple. You simply add $100 American multiplied by the odds, and you will get the total return, right? So this is how much you will get total amount of return. And of course, if you take 100 as a stake, you get total profit. Okay, this is very simple with decimal odds, right? To use American odds, we will use this function, okay? This function, yes, this formula, okay? So this one is this one. I will simply copy this, put it here, paste it here. So what I need to do, I need to add equal sign, because every function, every formula starts with equal function, okay? If not, it is only a text. And here I have decimal, so we have decimal here, so this is E54. I will simply change to E54, okay? I will copy this, or if I show like this, copy, and I will simply paste here, 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 and here. And we should get American odds, okay? So this is plus 203. If American odds are represented as a whole number, okay, so we can go to number, and I will use this one, okay? You can also custom number format, okay? And you type 0 and apply, and you will get without digits, okay? I can use this one, okay? Just a second. Number, okay? And I drag down. As you see, we get American odds. If for example, you don't have decimal odds and you want to convert American odds into decimal odds, you can use this function. I will copy this. Okay, let's say that here, decimal, okay, US into decimal, okay? I will paste this formula here. I will add here, I will click first here, okay? Add equal sign, and then I will take US odds. This is F54. F54. You must be precise here. Copy, okay, and just change where you see US. Okay, this is what I prepared. Okay, and this will be below in the description, exactly this formula, so you can use it. Okay, click enter, and you should get decimal odds. Okay, decimal odds, and this is just format. You can go back and set to 2 digits. Okay, and the fraction is simply 1 divided by implied probability minus 1. Okay, so I will use 1 divided by probability minus 1. Okay, and the only thing we need to do is to format it. Okay, custom number format. Okay, and as you see, this is what I used. You can create it here. Okay, I simply click apply, and we get fractional odds. Okay, so we get probability, we have decimal odds, we have American odds, and we also have American odds into decimal odds. And you can once you have these 3 these three formulas, you can convert to each other, whichever you want. So, for example, I can take, I don't know, let's say Red Sox, okay, and Yankees, and let's say that I get American odds, I don't know, 123, and let's say minus, I don't know, 167. This is pretty, those are pretty bad odds, but okay. And I can use simply one of these formulas. Okay, I would use this one. Okay, because I want to turn American odds into decimal. I can also copy this, so I will Command C, okay, or copy if you like, and I will just paste it. Okay, and then I will simply change. So I need to add. So this is D59. Okay, D59. Copy. I will just change all those things. Enter, and we get decimal odds. Okay, and the same thing here. Okay, and from this point, I simply use decimal odds. Okay, I can calculate probabilities. Even if I get from internet American odds, I simply put them into the spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet from that point I go with decimal odds. If you get decimal odds and you want to use American odds for some reason, then you can do the same but reversed. Okay, as I said, the formulas will be below in the description, or you can also retype them. So we know that bookmakers make a lot of profits, right? And they make such a profit because they offer unfair odds. Okay, if the odds would be fair, then for example, if we have 50-50 game, then if you add those two probabilities, you would get 100. But because they offer unfair odds, they simply lower the odds. When you add two implied probabilities, you get bigger number than 100%. And this is what we call weak and overround. So a little bit different things. I will explain it. But for now, it is important that you understand that bookmakers offer unfair odds, and I will show you how to calculate this in Google spreadsheet. Okay, so if we go and if we explain this, so overround is a term used to describe the total percentage of all possible outcomes in an event, which is greater than 100%. This is the total amount of margin that bookmaker includes in their odds, which helps them to ensure that they make a profit regardless of the outcome of the event. Okay, a lot of gamblers think that bookmakers win a lot of money because they lost a bet on, I don't know, on New England Patriots or Real Madrid or something like that. No, this is not the way, because bookmakers are not making money because someone lost bet. They make money because they take money on both sides, then they lower the odds, and this is what we can call this a commission or a fee, and this is how they make money. And we can calculate this. When you see the odds, we can calculate this. Okay, VIC is on the other side is the commission that sportsbook charges on each bet. It is typically expressed as a percentage of the total amount wagered, and it is also known as the juice or take. Okay, and from those information we can calculate fair odds. Okay, so every time when you go to a bookmaker's offer and you see their odds, you can always calculate fair odds, and I will show you how. Okay, this is an example. We have team A, team B, those are decimal odds. In previous video I show you how you can convert odds from American to decimal to fractional and back, and I will use decimal odds. So you simply divide 1 by the decimal odds, you get implied probabilities. Then when you add those probabilities, you get one number, and this number, if the market would be fair, this number would be 1. But because it is bigger, that the difference is that difference. Okay, that difference is their commission. Okay, and this is how you calculate the VIC. Okay, so we will go to spreadsheet now. So we have, let's say that we have the same example from previous video. Okay, so you can always convert decimal odds and into American, no matter what kind of odds you get. I like to first convert them into decimal because they are the least complex and most simple. Okay, so the first thing you need to do, you need to divide 1 by each decimal odds. This is how you get implied probability. Okay, I will do the same for the second, and then as you see, and then you can calculate overround. This is the first thing we will do. Okay, so overround, okay, is once you add those two numbers, this plus this. We can also, if you watch my previous video, you can also do like this, sum and drag down. Okay, this is just another way. But once you get this number, as you see, if the odds would be fair, this number would be 1, but because it is bigger, we have unfair odds, and the bigger the number, the worse odds you get. Okay, and from this we can calculate VIC. Okay, and this is how you do it. So simply simply take this number minus 1, close it, and divide with this number. Okay, you get 0.068, and we can turn this into percentage. This is just visual. So it is, VIC is 6.88%. Okay, the next thing what you want to do, or what you can do, is to calculate fair odds. So how you calculate odds? It is very simple. Okay, so we have decimal odds. Okay, and we have overround. Okay, and if decimal odds would be fair, you would get better odds. I hope we agree, right? So this is just first, if you don't know how to calculate it, just think about this. The odds must be a little bit bigger, right? So because they lower the odds, so we get lower payout. Okay, so what you will do, you will simply multiply this number with this number. Okay, and you get 2.39, and you do the same, this number multiplied by this number. Okay, and you get 1.71. Okay, so if this is correct, if those are fair odds, once we turn them into probability, then this overround must be 1. So let's check it. Okay, I will divide 1 by this number. I will do the same for this. Okay, this is overround. Okay, I will use this same here, and I will add those two numbers, and it is 1. Okay, so as you see how you can calculate fair odds. Okay, I hope it makes sense. So parlays, this is one of the most popular topics in sports betting world. I also believe that new bettors and bettors who just start betting, they also learn parlays as one of the first things, because bookmakers love parlays, and also people love parlays because once you combine more bets, you can potentially win more money. It's like a lottery. But what are parlays? A parlay is a type of sports bet where a bettor combines 2 or more individual bets into a single bet. So you put more games on a ticket with the condition that all of the individual bets must win in order for the parlay bet to be successful. The more individual bets that are combined in a parlay, the higher the potential payout, of course, but also the higher risk. This is always with more risk, also the bigger payout, not only in sports betting, but everywhere else. Like, as a single loss in the parlay will result in the entire bet being lost. In this video, I will show you how to calculate parlays, how to calculate payout, how to calculate profit, how to calculate margins. You will see how much you lose compared to single bets, because bookmakers make money because they take a fee or commission over on margins. This is what I explained in previous videos. And the bigger their commission, the harder is to beat them. Okay, so if you want to win at sports betting in the long run, you always need to look for the odds with the lowest commission, with the lowest fee. So you are looking for the services, or you're looking for the bets where someone, in this case bookmaker, will take you fewer money from you, so you have better chance. When you put more games in a parlay, you put yourself in a weaker or bad position. Okay, and this is something I will also show you. So let's go to spreadsheet. we will use decimal odds. Okay, you can also use American odds, but as I said in previous videos, you can use the same and you can recalculate. But for now, I will use decimal odds. We will use example of two-way bet. So we can have, for example, football, but you can, because we need to calculate margin. Okay, if you want to calculate margin for three-way bet, so this is maybe home win, away win, draft, you can use the same logic. Okay, 3.6 for example, so 1 divided by this, drag down, sum those numbers, and you get margin. So this should be, I don't know, something like that. I just made up this number. Okay, but this is how you calculate the margin again. Okay, but we will do for two-way bets. For example, for totals, for spreads. Let's say that we have Lakers who are playing against Suns +7. Let's say, and they are both -110 or 1.9 to 1. Okay, so 1.9 to 1 is the same as -110 in American odds. Okay, and we have such type of bets. Okay, 1.1 to 1. Let's say we have Bulls +3. Again, 1.9 to 1. And we have, I don't know, Mavericks -3, 1.9 to 1. And then we have over 55 point, over 100, let's say 224.5, 1.9 to 1, and under 224.5, 1.9 to 1. Okay, and so on. We have such bets, and you start putting your selection on the ticket. Let's say you take Lakers, you take Mavericks, let's say you take over, and all odds are 1.9 to 1, 1.9 to 1, 1.9 to 1. And the more games you put on a ticket, you simply multiply those odds. You get bigger payout, but we will also see that this is not quite true. Okay, so I want to show you that we will take for this calculation such example. Okay, so first we will create a table, parlay table. Okay, and this is something you can also do. So first is a parlay. Okay, we have single bet, and this is the first thing we will calculate. So I will take your odds. This is if you take Lakers, those are your odds. Okay, then we will calculate implied probability from this, simply 1 divided by the odds. Then you also need other odds if you want to calculate margins, as I showed you before, right? You also need the other odds, because sometimes you get 1.9 to 1 versus 1.9 to 1. Sometimes you get 1.85 versus 1.85, for example, or 1.95 versus 1.95, and the margins or overround is not the same. Okay, if I translate this into American odds, sometimes you get -110 versus -110. Sometimes you get -110, 20, -115. Okay, so this is not the same. Okay, and this is why we need to check the first odds and the second odds. The first odds, this is maybe your odds in the parlay, but to calculate overround and how much bookmakers will take from you, you also need to have the second odds, the opposite odds. Okay, and this is this is in this column. Okay, from this we will also calculate implied probability. Then we need to calculate overround, okay, or margin. Okay, we simply add those implied probabilities. From this, we will calculate fair odds. Okay, and that's it. Okay, and that's it. And then we will. Okay, I will create a table first. Okay, this is for single, and then we will say bet amount. This is how much you will bet. Okay, I will make it yellow. Payout, this is how much they will pay you, and to win or profit. Okay, to win. Okay, this is basically payout minus bet amount. Okay, I also need one extra row for the odds. So all odds, right? Because we will also create more tables, because this is for single ones. We will have double. We will use a different table. Okay, so I will create such a table here. Okay, I will also put it here. Okay, so your odds is 1.91. Okay, implied probability is 1 divided this odds, right? This is this. The other team odds are 1.91. So you take Lakers in your parlay, but you also check the other team. Okay, in this game, you get the implied probability. So 1 divided by this. Overround is simply this number plus this number, and the fair odds simply this number multiplied by your odds, right? Because you want to calculate what would be fair odds if bookmakers don't take a commission. We know that this is 50-50 game because bookmakers have 1.91, 1.91, or minus 110, minus 110, because both numbers are the same. So if you bet on one team, you get the same amount of money if you bet on the other team. Because of that, we know that the chances are 50-50. And if the odds are fair with 50-50 game, we know that the odds, fair odds, would be 2.0 versus 2.0, or in American odds, plus 100 and plus 100. So if I click enter, we should get 2. Okay, so it is correct. Okay, so those are fair odds. And the bet amount, let's say that we bet 100 American dollars. We can also change to currency. You can use any other numbers, but let's say that I use this one. So we bet 100 American dollars. Payout is very simple: odds multiplied by the bet amount. Okay, and profit. What is the profit? We simply need to take out the bet amount. Okay, so it is payout minus this. Okay, and we have 91, which makes sense. Okay, if you bet 100 American dollars on single bet on Lakers, you will get profit of 91 American dollars. Okay, but what if bookmakers don't take any commission? Okay, of course the bet amount is the same. We will use the same, and the payout is your bet amount multiplied by this odds. Those are the odds which would be fair without a commission. So you would get 200 American dollars, and profit would be this minus this. And how much you lose? I will just make it like this. How much you lose? Just a second. And how much in percentage? So how much you lose compared to this? So profit 100. This would be fair. You made only 91, so you lost 9 American dollars. So I will simply do like this. Okay, so we get minus 9 American dollars. Okay, compared to fair. So how much you lose in percentage? We will simply use this number and divide with the fair profit. Okay, so you lost 9% compared to fair profit. Okay, I will change to percentage. Okay, so this is for the single. Okay, if you bet on single on the odds with 1.91 versus 1.91, or minus 110 minus 110, you lose 9% compared to what would you win if you would have a chance to bet on fair odds. Okay, so we will copy this table, put it here, Okay, and I will now add another. I will add another bet. Okay, so we will add another single. I will two leg parlay. So this is the first bet, and you add one more on a ticket. Okay, so this is, I will say one. I will say one game, two game. Okay, two games on a parlay. Okay, two bets. Bets is more correct. Okay. So you have two leg parlay. Two leg parlay. Okay, so what do we have? We have another one here, another one here. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to add here, because if you will create more 5 leg, 10 leg, you want to add if error like this. Okay, I'll show you why. Because when you will create more a much bigger table, just a second, I'll first delete to show you what will happen if you don't add error. You get an error. Okay, but if you add this function here, you will get empty cell. Okay, so let's go back 1.921. So we get implied probability, and I will do the same if error. Okay, and here you can do the same. Okay, so the odds are again 2. Okay, and we multiply this with this, right? Because final odds in the parlay is 4, right? Final odds in the parlay is this multiplied by this. Okay, so this is your ticket. You have 2 games on a ticket. The final odds are 3.6418. Okay, so I also need to change this here to this. So we now have these odds multiplied by 100, right? So you bet 100 on a parlay. This is your payout. This is your profit. We also need to change this here. Payout, bet amount is the same. Payout, we need to change this because we have now the odds, those fair odds, multiplied by 100. Okay, so the profit, the fair profit, fair profit would be 400 American dollars instead of 364.81. And how much you lose? You lose 35.19 American dollars. Okay, so instead of 300 American dollars of profit, you get only 264. This is exactly 35.19 dollars of difference. And once we compare these two fair odds, fair profit, you lose 11.73%. Okay, so as you see, with single bet you lost 9%. With double, with 2 bets, you are losing 11.73%. Let's do for more. Okay, I will add one more, and you have now 3 bets, 1.921, 1.921. I need to do like this. I need to do like this. Okay, and so we have now this multiplied by this multiplied by this. Okay, you can do like this, and the same here. I will add one more because we are adding one more, and as you see, you're losing now 14.74%. So with single bet you lose 9%. With double you lose 11.73%. With 14, with this is 3 leg bet. you're losing even more. Okay, so let's do just a second. Let's do for 10, or okay, let's say that we add more. Let's say that we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's do it for 7. Okay, because I want to show you that you're losing more and more. Just a second. Okay, I want to show you that with parlays you will lose more and more, and this is not something that I made up. It is simply math. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 bets. Let's make it for up to 7. Okay, the process is the same. Okay, I will just do like this. Okay, so we need to add, so we are adding more. Okay, and the same here. I will do like this. Okay, so you see what I'm doing. Okay, so if you put 7 bets on a ticket, the odds would be 92. For $100 bet, the payout would be 9,273, and the profit, clear profit would be 9,173. If the odds would be fair, okay, then as you see, the odds would be 128. So for 100 American dollars bet, fair payout would be 12,800. So basically, it is what, more than 3,000, yes, 3,000 American dollars of difference. So 3,526 American dollars of difference. And how much you lose? You lose 27.77%. And now you can calculate for the rest. So if we make a summary, if you play single, how much you lose? How much you lose compared to fair odds? You will lose 9%. You will lose 9%. If you bet double, so this is 2 leg, okay, you lose 11.73. Okay, I can do like this. If you bet triple, this is 3 leg parlay, you lose, this is 3 leg parlay, you lose 14.74%. If you bet more, and this is 7 leg parlay, right? If you bet 7 leg parlay, so tick, 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 okay, if you bet 7 leg parlay, you lose 27.70%. As you see, with more bets on a ticket, you lose more and more money. So the proof is always in reality. The proof is not in opinions. The proof is in reality. Okay, so if you want to win at sports betting, stick to single bets. This is your best chance. So arbitrage. In this video, I will show you how you can calculate your arbitrage opportunity. So what is the question, and what is arbitrage in the first place? Arbitrage is basically one hack. I don't even consider this as a sports betting skill, and you're not betting expert if you play arbitrage. This is basically just about finding such opportunities on the market where two different bookmakers offered odds in a way where you will make 100% profit. Of course, there is a lot of problems with this because bookmakers will limit you, and then you will complain about them on social media, on Twitter. But this is how it is. Bookmakers survive because they play against us with the odds that are unfair. They are basically playing some kind of arbitrage because they offer the odds and then they lower the odds. They are basically betting at plus money. And if you find two different bookmakers or three different bookmakers, if you play three-way and more bets with different odds where your profit is guaranteed, this is basically arbitrage betting. Okay, so what is arbitrage? Arbitrage betting, also known as share betting, is a sports betting strategy where a bettor places bets on all possible outcomes of an event at different sports books or bookmakers with the aim of guaranteeing a profit regardless of the outcome of the event. Okay, so the question is, of course, the first question is where you will find such opportunity, if you will be quick, if they will not ban you. But we will not bother with these questions. We will bother with the final question: how much you should bet? Because, for example, if you have plus 110 and plus 110, you know that you must put exactly the same amount of money on both bookmakers, right? But if you have different odds, if you have one huge underdog and if you have one huge favorite, then of course you should not bet $100 American and $100 American on both, because you need to calculate what is the amount that will maximize your profits. Okay, so we will go to the spreadsheet now and I will show you how to do this. So I already prepared this table. So we have one game, we have Red Sox against Yankees, we have two bookmakers, and those are their odds. Okay, the first thing you want to do, you want to calculate max odds. So I will use max function. Okay, and you can do the same here. So you will find the odds. You will probably put out all the odds, and then you will see maximum, and you will highlight maximum odds. So we see that Pinnacle has maximum odds for the Red Sox. So you will bet some money on Red Sox at Pinnacle, and then you would bet maximum on the maximum odds at Bovada. So this is on Yankees 2.23. I will use decimal odds, but if you watch my previous videos, you can easily convert those odds into American or vice versa and so on. Okay, so I already prepared this table because this is the amount of money you want to bet. Okay, I have here example of $1,000 American. We can also change later to $10,000 American or and so on. And we have two-way bets. Okay, we have decimal odds. So those are those odds. Okay, so I can make it like this. Okay, and the first thing we need to calculate is implied probability. Okay, so I will divide 1 by the first odds and I will divide 1 by the second odds. Okay, if you watch my previous videos, you know that bookmakers take a fee or commission, and when you add those implied probabilities, you will get usually the number bigger than 1, and everything which is bigger than 1, this is their commission. But as you will see in this example, the number is smaller, fewer than 1. Okay, and because of that, you have arbitrage opportunity. Okay, I intentionally created such odds with two different bookmakers so that we have arbitrage opportunity. So when you will add the odds here, okay, when you will add the odds here, and when you will have margin which is less than 1, you have arbitrage opportunity. You can also add conditional formatting here. So you say if this number is less than 1, highlight me green. Okay, so you have no arbitrage opportunity. So the question is how much you should bet. Okay, because as I said, if you have the odds plus 100 versus plus 100, you know exactly that you need to bet the same amount of money on the first and the same amount of money. So this is exactly the same example in decimal odds. Okay, but when we have different odds, we want to calculate what is the correct amount of money. So this is how you do it. So I will start typing. You must bet this if error. I like to start my function and formulas with if error, because then you can see what was the error, because if you will not have the odds, it will not calculate. Okay, so I will take the amount, which is always the same, and I will take the implied probability from the first odds. Okay, I will close it, and I need to divide by the margin. Okay, and then I will add odds needed, and I will close it. Okay, so in this case, as you see, you will need to bet 515 at Pinnacle on Boston Red Sox, and I will do the same for the second. I just need to check it. This is correct, so I need to check. I need to change the second one. Okay, and the margin stays the same. And you need to bet at Bovada on Yankees at 2.23, exactly 484.99 American dollars. So as you see, we have really precise amounts of dollars which we need to bet to maximize profits, and this is something bookmakers also pay attention to, and but this is another topic and another problem. So we also want to see what profit we will make. Okay, and this is how you do it. Okay, so you take the amount you want to bet, divide by the margin. Okay, and this, and you make profit of 81.52. Okay, so this is what is ROI. So this divided by the amount you want to bet, it is 8.15. Okay, so if you want to bet, I don't know, 3,050 American dollars, as you see, you need to bet 1,802 on Pinnacle and 1,697 at Bovada to make most profit. Okay, so you will make 285.33 American dollars. You can change this amount, and it will always calculate you the profit. Okay, I hope it makes sense. Expected value. This is one of the most important concepts in sports betting. We can make negative expected value bets. We can make positive expected value bets. If you make positive expected value bets, you can expect a profit in the long run. If you make constantly poor bets or poor value bets or negative expected value bets, you can expect that you will lose in the long run. So I will explain on a very simple way. Okay. So what is positive expected value? Positive expected value in sports betting refers to a betting opportunity where the expected value of the bet is positive, meaning that the bettor can expect to make a profit over time if they place the bet repeatedly. That doesn't mean that it is 100% sure that your team will win the next game or that your bet will be a winning bet in the next day because you made plus EV bet. But it only means that you make good bets in the long run and you can expect a profit. Okay, so here's the example. Here's an example of how to calculate expected value in simple betting scenario using Google Sheets formulas. Suppose a bettor is considering a bet on coin toss with odds of 2.0 or plus 100 for heads and 2.0 for tails, and they are betting $100 on heads. The probability of winning the bet is 0.5 and the probability of losing the bet is also 0.5. To calculate the expected value of this bet in Google Sheets, we can use the following formula. Probability of winning multiplied by potential payout minus probability of losing multiplied by amount wagered. Okay, so here is example. Let's say that you bet on tails and someone will pay you 20 American dollars for your $10 risk. You will make a positive expected value bet. Okay, as we know, we have 50-50 game with coin toss, and you risk $10. Okay, and the profit is 20 potential profit if someone is going to pay you 20 American dollars. This is for you a positive expected value bet. Okay, since the expected value of the bet is positive, this would be considered a good betting opportunity with positive expected value. Over time, if the bettor places this bet repeatedly, they can expect to make a profit on average. Okay, so we will go now to spreadsheet, and let's say that we have two teams, Red Sox, and we have Yankees. And let's say that bookmakers have those odds 1.91 and 1.85, and let's say that you decide to bet on Red Sox. Okay, this is your selection. Okay, so what is probability of winning? So probability of winning is 1 divided by this. Okay, and let's say that you bet amount, let's say that you bet 100 American dollars. We can also change to dollars. So what is amount to win? Potential amount to win is the stake multiplied by the odds and minus stakes. Okay, so potential amount to win is 91 American dollars. What is probability of losing? Is 1 divided by the second odds, and amount to lose is of course 100 American dollars, because if you bet and if you lose a bet, you lose 100 American dollars in this case. Okay, and what is expected value? Expected value is this multiplied by this minus this multiplied by this. I need to use, okay, click enter, and as you see, on each bet of 100 American dollars, you can expect a loss of 6.41 American dollars. Okay, so how to find such betting opportunities? Well, you will need to develop your sports betting model, where your sports betting model will give you different probabilities, and where you will find such positive expected value bets. But in this in this video, I wanted to show you how you can calculate positive expected value. Okay. In this video, I want to show you how you can use array formula, which can save you a lot of time. In Google Sheets, an array formula is a special type of formula that allows you to apply a formula to an entire column or row of data at once, rather than having to manually enter the formula into each cell. This is how you use it. And the array formula function tells Google Sheets to apply the formula to the entire range, and the formula itself is written as you would write a regular formula for a single cell. So I will show you how to use it. We will go back to the table here where we have the teams, and let's say that you want to multiply for some reason this number and this number. Okay, and you can do like this and this, or any other formula or function or so on, formula. Okay, and you can do like this, and then you can copy paste or rewrite it, or you can use array formula. Okay, for the entire range, multiply by this and close it, and then we should get all calculations here like this. Okay, so with one single click, and this is how you can use this formula and save some time. CORREL function. So if you want to find correlation between two sets of data, you will use this function. I will show you how. So the CORREL function in Google Sheets is used to calculate the correlation coefficient between two sets of data. The correlation coefficient is measure of the strength of and direction of the linear relationship between two variables. Okay, for example, so suppose you have two sets of data in columns A and B. Okay, and you want to calculate the correlation coefficient between them. You can use the following formula. The results will be a value between -1 and 1, where -1 indicates a perfect negative correlation, and 0 indicates no correlation, and 1 indicates a perfect positive correlation. Okay. Note also that correlation coefficient only measures the strength and direction of the linear relationship between two variables. It does not indicate causality or whether one variable causes the other. Okay. Additionally, correlation does not imply causations, meaning that even if two variables are strongly correlated, it does not necessarily mean that one causes the other. Okay, so I will show you how. For example, if you want to find the correlation between, let's say, steals and points, we can use CORREL function. Okay, I will do like this. So correlation between steals and points. I'll close it. As you see, there is a negative correlation between those two things. We can also check something else. Let's say assist. So I will just change it to U. It is 0.5. As you see, it is bigger positive correlation between assist and points than steals and points. Okay, I hope it makes sense. So Kelly formula and how to calculate it in Google spreadsheet. So the question is this: let's say that you have developed your own sports betting model or your sports betting method where you find value bets. And then, of course, you want to bet a little bit more when there is more value and the bigger possibility of success than with the bets where there is a smaller probability of success and less value, right? And to do this, we can use Kelly formula. So what is Kelly criterion formula? The Kelly criterion is a mathematical formula used by sports bettors to determine the optimal size of their bets. This formula was created by Kelly and for financial investments. Okay, but we sports bettors also steal this formula and adjust it a little bit to see the direction. I like to say that we should use this formula as a direction. I use this formula as a direction because it is very aggressive. So the Kelly criterion takes into account the probability of winning a bet and the payoff for a winning bet to calculate the optimal amount to wager. Okay, so you need to have your own probabilities and then you compare with bookmakers odds. This is basically the holy grail of sports betting. And then, of course, this formula can help you if you will bet 1 unit, 1.2 unit, 2 unit, and so on. Okay, it's important to note that Kelly criterion is a relatively aggressive betting strategy as it recommends wagering a significant portion of your bankroll on each bet. That's why I use adjusted Kelly, which gives me direction to units. Okay, and I will now show you how to use this in Google spreadsheet. I will just copy this so we don't need to paste it. I will go down so we create some space. Okay, so this is Kelly formula. Okay, you can see so you need bookmakers odds, decimal odds, you need your winning percentage. Okay, and then you will get the result. So let's say that you have sports betting model and let's say that you give I don't know, let's say that you give 54.32% to your team, or let's say 63.45% to your team, and bookmakers odds are, let's say, 2.05. Okay, so or plus 0.5 plus 105 in American odds, and then you will calculate Kelly. You will use Kelly formula. So you will retype this. So you have bookmakers odds minus 1, and you multiply with your probabilities minus 1 minus your probability. Then you close it and divide with bookmakers odds minus 1. Okay, and then you enter and you get Kelly criterion formula, which in this case, it suggests that you bet 28.64% of your bankroll. And this is why I said that it is very aggressive and you should use a modified, adjusted Kelly criterion formula. This is what I use. Okay, so you can either, once you will develop your sports betting model, you will see what kind of odds you get. But usually if you modify by 10, so this is called, I will make it like this, 10% Kelly. So you will modify by number 10 Okay, this is just one example, right? You will get more realistic number, and in this case this would be 2.86% of your bankroll, which is still very aggressive, but as I took one simple example. Okay, but this is how I decide how much I will bet. I use Kelly criterion as a direction. So if I get, for example, 2.86, then this would be probably 2 unit bet. Okay, if I get, I don't know, let's make it like this, 59 or 54. Okay, this would be, for example, 1 unit. Okay, so you can still make it more simple, so you can use 1.5, 2 units or something like that, but Kelly criterion formula will give you direction how much you bet, and this is the formula, and this is how you can calculate it. Okay, I hope it makes sense. So regression analysis. So if you will make analysis and if you will create a sports betting model, this is something you will probably use. So what is regression analysis? Regression analysis is a statistical technique used to show you the relationship between dependent variables, for example, goals, and one or more independent variables, for example, shots on goal. So what is the question? The question is, for example, how to project the goals once you have some information, and the information can be shots on goal, I don't know, hits, whatever. Okay, and then you find this dependent variable. Okay, which will depend on some other information. Okay, I try to explain this on a very simple way. Okay, in sports betting, regression analysis can be used to analyze historical data and identify key factors that are correlated with success, such as team performance, player statistics, head-to-head matchups, and so on. Okay, and I will show you how you calculate, how you get those k numbers for this analysis. Okay, to perform regression analysis in Google Sheets, you can use those syntax or those built-in functions: slope, intercept, asq, and so as ste, the wx. These functions allow you to calculate the slope, intercept, r-squared value, and standard error of the estimate for a given set of data. Assuming that you have your data on shots on goal, which I will show you, and goals scored in columns A and B, you can perform a regression analysis by following these steps. Okay, this is for a slope. Okay, we know that we know from the school that every slope has a formula. Okay, so if you put goals and if you put the shots, okay, like this, then you will get dots, and you can create a line, and this is a slope. And from the school, we know that every slope has a formula. Every slope can be described, okay, with one formula. Okay, and you can calculate this. Select for intercept, you will use this formula. For r squared value, we will use this formula. Okay, this formula will calculate the coefficient of determination, or r squared, which measures the proportion of the total variation in the dependent variable. For example, goals, that is explained by the independent variable. For example, shots on goals. Okay, and then we have standard error. This formula will calculate the standard error of the estimate, which measures the average deviation of the actual values from the predicted values. Okay, so I will go to the spreadsheet now. Okay, so we have the teams. I took NHL teams, and we have shots, and we have goals. Okay, the first thing you can do, you can give yourself a visual. Okay, so I will show you how you can create a chart first. Okay, so you can select those two columns. Okay, and then you will go to the insert chart, and then click on those dots. Okay, so select scatter chart. Okay, and we see that on the left side we have goals, on the below we have shots. Okay, so we have dependent variable and we have independent. Okay, and we have dots. So you see those dots, and from here we can create a line, right? Makes sense, right? We can create a slope. Okay, and every slope has a formula, and you can also do this here. Okay, so we will click customize. We will click on series, click on trend line, okay, and if you scroll down a little bit, you can click on show R squared, and you already have R squared. And you can also use equation, and we have a formula. Okay, we already have a formula, but we can also do this with this function. So first we will go with the slope. Okay, so slope, we will use slope function. Select first goals, okay, and then shots, okay, and we get this coefficient, right? So we get this coefficient, okay. Then the next thing we need to intercept, okay. Intercept, okay, select goals and select shots. As you see, we get minus 0.016, and this is this number. The next thing we set R squared. Okay. Okay, and this is this number, okay, and we will also calculate standard error. Just a second, okay, this and this, okay. So I hope this video helps you to start with regression analysis. And of course, if you want to learn more how to build a sports betting model, and if you want to get my actual sports betting models, which are already created and have profitable results, visit underdogchance.com, get more information about how I bet, how I have created my own sports betting models, and I wish you good luck.